Hi everyone, thank you guys for tuning in to Project S Personal Training's first meal prep tutorial video. I am Soraya Russell, the founder of Project S Personal Training, and the mission of my business is to provide affordable fitness training and information on healthy eating to help individuals like yourselves live a healthier lifestyle. If you want to learn more about our services, you can visit the link in the description below to our website. We provide online training and in-person training, and all of our clients get a nutrition guide made specifically by me. You can also schedule a consultation with me to learn more about my services. So going off of that, we're meal prepping today, and two disclaimers I want to give you guys is one, these recipes are mostly going to be for weight loss. So if that's your goal right now, these are going to be perfect for you. Also number two, to figure out how much of each thing I eat throughout the week, I count my macronutrients. Macronutrients are going to be your proteins, your fats, and your carbs. So while calories are important, calories are made up of those macronutrients and other nutrients, and you want to make sure you stay within them to meet your goals. So whether it's to gain weight, lose weight, maintain weight, you want to make sure that you have a certain amount of protein, fats, and carbs you're eating throughout the day. So I use a specialized app to track that, which is how I came up with my portion sizes for today. If you want to learn more about that, it's in my nutrition guide. So if you schedule a consultation with me and sign up for a fitness program, you'll learn a lot more about how that works. So to get started today, we are making 3 meals and 2 snacks for every day for 3 days. We're going to be making a breakfast smoothie, a naked turkey burger, chicken parmesan, and then our 2 snacks are going to be a protein bar and light Greek yogurt. So some tools we have that we're using today are a blender for the smoothie. We have 3 meal prep containers for lunch, 3 for dinner. We have some measuring tools right here. Then we have a cutting board and a knife. We also have a food scale that we're not really going to be using a lot today, but it's always good to have one so that if you do need to measure out your food, you can. The first thing we're going to make is a breakfast smoothie. So you're going to need 3 mangoes, pineapples, 3 bananas, and spinach. So what you're going to do is you're going to chop up everything and split it into different parts. So you're going to need 1.5 cups of pineapples, 1.5 cups of mangoes, and then 3 bananas, and also you're going to need 1 cup of spinach. And what you're going to do is you're going to take all of the materials that you divide up and split them into 3 different parts. So you're going to make 3 different smoothies. So what I like to do is put all of the materials in 3 different plastic baggies and freeze them overnight. That way when I take them out in the morning, they're ready to be made. So as you see, I'm putting everything in plastic bags, zipping them up and putting them into the freezer for the next day. And I'll go ahead and demonstrate how I would make it in the morning when I wake up. So I'm going to demonstrate what you would do the next day when you wake up in the morning. You want to take the baggie out of the freezer and put the spinach into your blender first, and you're going to puree it with 1 cup of water. After you do that for about 20 seconds, you're going to add the rest of the materials in there and blend it together. And then you take it out and you have 1 breakfast smoothie. Next, we're going to make naked turkey burgers with side salad. So you're going to need frozen turkey burgers, low sodium seasoned salt, black pepper, olive oil, and then you're also going to need a teaspoon measurer, ultra thin slice cheese of your choice, and lettuce. Also tomatoes and some carrots as well. So you're going to start off by taking 3 naked turkey burgers and defrosting them in the microwave for a total of 2 minutes. After that's done, you're going to take them out and season them, and you're going to use half a teaspoon of black pepper and half a teaspoon of seasoned salt. I also like to poke holes in my meat before I put it on the stove so that the seasoning can really get into it. And one of the reasons I like this recipe is because it's really easy, doesn't take a lot of time, and for those of you that are on a budget, frozen turkey burgers are really affordable. So we're going to season both sides of all the pieces of meat pretty well, and you'll be surprised, half a teaspoon can really get you a lot of flavor with your food. So once that's done, we're going to go ahead and get a pot out, which I'll do in just a second. So now you're going to get your pot out and you're going to get a tablespoon of olive oil, no more, but less is fine if you want to do that. and preheat the stove for about a minute. And then you're going to cook these turkey burgers for about 10 to 12 minutes, flipping 5 minutes in between. And now we're going to prepare our salads. So what I like to do is just take handfuls of lettuce and put it into the containers. You want to make sure that those two compartments are pretty filled up. And then what you're going to do is take your tomatoes out, and also make sure you're flipping those turkey burgers as well. So once you take the tomatoes out, you're going to put 4 in each container. I like to do 2 on each side, so 4 total. And then what you're going to do is take your carrots. I like to put 2 carrots in each container, but you can do a little bit more if you want to. I would say no more than 4 in each container. And once that's ready, you're going to go ahead and take out the turkey burgers. So they're done, and what we're going to do is take them off the stove, put them down, and we're going to put 1 slice of ultra thin cheese on each one. I use cheddar, but you can use any kind that you like as long as it's ultra thin. You're going to put 1 slice on each turkey burger. I messed up here and the cheese kept ripping, so I had to do it a few times. But you're going to put 1 slice on each, and once you do that, I'm going to place each turkey burger into a container. So as you see, the cheese is just going to melt into the turkey burger since they're already pretty hot. And that's what the finished product looks like for each. So I'm going to go ahead and close all the containers and put them to the side. You can also eat these with some ketchup or another sauce. I would say use no more than 1 tablespoon. I like ketchup or barbecue sauce, but just 1 tablespoon is fine. So the next thing we're going to make is chicken Parmesan and green beans. The first thing you're going to need is 0.75 pounds of chicken with no fat on them. You're going to need some Parmesan cheese, mozzarella cheese, generic breadcrumbs, low sodium seasoned salt, black pepper, and then you're also going to need some olive oil, and you're going to need 2 eggs. And what you're going to do is first you're going to prepare the egg whites. So you can buy egg whites at the store, but I like to just take eggs and pour the egg whites in and leave out the yolk. So that's what I did here, and you see I used 2 eggs. It's a little bit cheaper than buying egg whites at the store, but you can choose whichever you want to do. Now I'm going to prepare the breading for the chicken. So we're going to use a total of 1/2 cup of breadcrumbs, and we're going to go ahead and put it in there. And then we're going to add our seasonings. So just like before, we're going to use 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper, and we're also going to use 1/2 teaspoon of low sodium seasoned salt. And then we're going to add our cheeses next. So for our cheeses, we're going to do 1/4 cup of mozzarella cheese and 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese. And we're going to measure that out with a measuring cup. I like to add cheeses to it because it adds a little bit more flavor, and at the end we're going to go ahead and top it with a little bit more cheese as well. So you're going to mix it up really good, and then you're going to go ahead and take the chicken out that you prepared. So I bought 1.5 pounds of chicken, so I'm basically just taking half of it out to make this meal. I also went ahead and prepared the stove, so I put it on medium-high heat, and then I put 1 tablespoon of olive oil in like I did before. So you're going to go ahead and take out the chicken, make sure that all the fat is off of it, and poke holes in it just like before to make sure you can really get the seasoning and everything in there. So just as a side note, although that the meals I'm making are for weight loss, I like to usually recommend the plate rule for anyone who's just trying to maintain weight. So the plate rule would be that half of your plate should be fruits or vegetables, 1/4 of it should be low fat protein sources, and the other 1/4 should be whole grain, whole wheat, breads, noodles, all that good stuff. So that's what someone should eat if they're just trying to maintain weight or eat healthier. So now we're going to go ahead and coat our chicken. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to dip each piece of chicken in the egg white mix and make sure it's fully covered. And then after we do that, we're going to go ahead and dip it in the breading. So as you see, each piece is getting dipped individually into the egg white mix and then put into the breading and fully coated. And then you're going to go ahead and put it in the pan. So we're going to do that for all the pieces of chicken, and then we're going to cook it really well. So you want to put all the pieces in there and let it cook for 3 minutes on each side, only flipping once. And so when you do that, it should look a little bit like this. And then you're going to take a cup of marinara sauce of your choice. Just make sure it's not too high in carbs and sugar. And you're going to go and pour it and measure it out for 1 cup. And you're going to pour it in your pan over each piece of chicken. So while that's cooking, and I'm going to let that sit for 2 more minutes, I'm going to go ahead and make my green beans. So I'm going to take a pan, put some foil or anything else that'll stop it from sticking to the pan. And then I'm going to put 1 tablespoon of olive oil or less. I just kind of estimated. I'm going to go ahead and brush it down. And then I'm taking my bag of green beans and putting them on the pan. Honestly, for vegetables, you don't have to measure them out as long as you're getting a good amount in. Too many vegetables usually isn't going to be a problem. You want to make sure that it's going to be about half of the amount of your food. So just like I said with the plate rule, you want to make sure that half of that meal prep container or plate is going to be vegetables. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in the oven and cook it on about 350 for 10 to 15 minutes. So next, the chicken should be done. So while the green beans are cooking, I'm going to go ahead and take the chicken off the stove and put them into my meal prep containers. So also, as you can see, I added a little bit of cheese on top, so you can go back into the container where the breadcrumbs and cheese were and take whatever's left over and sprinkle it on top for that last 2 minutes while the marinara sauce is in there too, so it melts onto the chicken. So I'm putting everything in meal prep containers here, and then I'm going to go ahead and take out the green beans next and put that in the containers with the chicken. Next, we're going to make our first snack, which is going to be some parfaits with protein granola on top. So I like to use the Great Value brand of Greek non-fat vanilla Greek yogurt. To me, it's very important that it's vanilla because the plain doesn't have a lot of flavor. It's pretty bitter, but if you like to have a little bit of flavor, I would recommend a vanilla version. If you want a lower calorie version, do the light Greek Value yogurt, and it's also non-fat. So I'm going to go ahead and measure out a cup of this. And usually I have containers or jars that I put them in, and I have about 10 of those instead of 10 that I got from Walmart. I didn't have them today, but if you're interested in buying some of those, I have the link to where I got them from in the description below, so check that out. And then I'm going to take some protein granola, Nature Valley, and I'm going to put a tablespoon of that in the Greek yogurt, and I'm going to go ahead and cover it up, and that's going to be my first snack. My second snack is going to be Nature Valley protein bars. Make sure you're getting the protein version because these are pretty evenly distributed as far as macronutrients. They have a pretty low amount of carbs. They have a good amount of proteins and fats. There's a salted caramel version and also a peanut butter version, peanut butter and chocolate. Either one is fine. They have the same amount of calories. So here's our finished product. We have our naked turkey burgers with salad, our chicken parmesan with green beans, our bagged up smoothies, our protein bars, and then our granola and yogurt. Thank you guys so much for watching my first meal prep tutorial video. Just to reiterate some of the things that I said, if you're interested in learning more about where I got these meal prep containers from, I have information in the description below. I also have information about where you can buy containers for parfaits and overnight oats. To look at that, also check out our website, projectspt.com, which is also in the description, to learn more about our fitness programs, online and in person, and about our nutrition guide. And remember, if you want to learn more about how I came up with the macros to create these meals, that comes with my fitness plans as well. So if you sign up, you do a consultation with me, you'll learn a lot more about that. Also, I touched on this a little bit, but the plate rule. So usually if you're trying to maintain weight and just eat healthy, I recommend half a plate of vegetables, fruits, a mix or one or the other, and then a fourth protein, and then a fourth carbs, and then a little bit of fat. So like your oils you use to make your chicken and salmon, things of that nature. That's a really good rule of thumb. The reason that these meals weren't quite that same breakdown is because they're for weight loss, so I cut the carbs a little bit lower. So if you're trying to maintain weight or just eat healthier, these meals can still work for you, but maybe for the naked turkey burger, I would add a whole wheat bun to go with it. That would help. And then also for the chicken parmesan, I might add some whole wheat pasta to go with it. Other good things might be sweet potatoes. Whole wheat is always good. Make sure you choose whole wheat over the regular ones because they have more nutrients in them. So those are just some tips for those of you who want to eat healthy but aren't necessarily trying to lose weight. And just leave descriptions or information below if you liked the video, if you didn't like the video, anything you wished I touched on more, and give me as much feedback as possible. So once again, thanks for watching.